Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to show you how I package my commissions, my original artwork to send out in the post, and I like to make it look nice and luxurious. The clients are spending a lot of money on this kind of artwork, so I want it to look like it reflects the price when they receive it. I thought it'd be a good idea to redo this video because the last one that I posted, how I package my artwork, I think that's like my most viewed video, so obviously it's something that people struggle with, and I know that it's taken me years to figure out how to do this in a nicer, more like luxurious way while also protecting the artwork. So without further ado, I'll show you exactly what I do. This is catered towards smaller pieces of artwork because the boxes that I use that I'll show you, they only go up to 12 by 16 inch. So if you've got anything larger than that, I'd refer to my old video for the cardboard method to like sandwich the artwork between two pieces of really sturdy cardboard. So I'll link that down below if you need that video. But I'll show you how I first mount the artwork. So what I need to do is just clean up, just like that. Obviously that only applies if you've done coloured pencils on white paper. So this is the mount that I'll be using for this artwork. So it just slots underneath there, so it's nice and finished off. I didn't used to mount my artwork, but I do now because I just think it looks more professional. You can't see all the, you know, like the messy pencil marks that you can get on the back. It just finishes it off nicely. Just makes it look more finished basically. I get all of my mounts from my local framers, and they can cut out any size aperture inside and make it to any size around the outside. So that's perfect for pet portraits because I can pretty much get any size that I want. So I really recommend just finding your local framers and asking them about the mounting service. You might be able to buy them online, but I never have, so I can't give any advice on that. But it's good at the local framers because they have different colours. You can put the paper next to the mount, see if it matches, and choose the closest to your paper. So I always get mine from my local framers. So just for reference, this is about £5 for a mount like this, just so you know the kind of pricing and what's a cheap mount and what's an expensive mount. So what I do is I just place the artwork onto the mount and make sure that it's covering all the edges so that there's not going to be a gap. And you can sort of like have a little look, flip it over, make sure it all fits fine. Yep. And so that's in the right place. So now I'm going to start doing the sticking the artwork to the mount. I think there's a few different ways to do this, and I'm not a professional, so this is by no means like professional advice, but I've watched a few videos, and I mean, I don't know, as long as you use the acid-free tape, I think that's the most important part. So this is just like a framing tape, I think. I'll try and link it below. I don't know where I got it from, probably eBay. And then that's double-sided tape to stick the mount to the backing board. Oh, that's another point to make. You can either get just the front of the mount or you can get the backing board, but I like to have it with the backing board because it just looks nice and finished and it's nice and sturdy. So the first thing that I do is get this framing tape and I just cut off a little piece. Like that, little piece of tape, and stick it to the top of the artwork and then onto the mount. And to be honest, I've been to a few different framers now, and every single framer that I've been to seemed to use a different sort of process with like the sticking, taping things down, so don't get too hung up on how to do it, as long as you use acid-free tape so that it doesn't damage your artwork. And I think that's the main thing. Get another piece of tape, Stick that there, like that. And then a lot of framers I think like to leave the bottom untaped, but I just like it to look really neat and finished, so I do tend to tape the bottom as well, but it's totally optional. So again, a little bit of tape on the bottom. I think the reason that they like to leave it untaped is because it's easier then to switch the mount out, because I know that a lot of people who buy artwork don't necessarily want a mount or want to change the colour, so they want to swap it out. But for commissions, I think most people tend to just keep the mount on, so it'd be fairly easy to take it off anyway. So now that's all taped down, it's all in place and it looks good. Now I'm just going to use the double-sided tape, and this one's from Sellotape, so I'll link that down below too if I can find the link. And I just cut off some little strips and just stick them onto the mount, and I do one on each side like that and like that. So now there's one at each side and we're ready to peel off the top layer. It's quite fiddly, but thankfully I've got some nails at the minute so I can peel it off alright. That one's not proving as easy. Oh, there we go. There we go. And then my framer likes to put a piece of tape down the middle of the mount front and backing card, so it makes it nice and easy for me to get it in the right place. So just going over each side like that. So now that is nice and secure and it's like all one finished piece. So now I need to sign it. I always do this after I've mounted it because then I can see where I can put the signature. I just like to put it in the bottom right corner, really small with pencil, just so it's subtle but you can see it. So now it's all mounted and ready to be wrapped with cellophane. You want to make sure that you've got a layer of protection against water damage, so cellophane or a sleeve or whatever. You just want to make sure it won't get wet and damaged. Now I like to use more eco-friendly packaging. I don't like to use loads of plastic, so the cellophane that I use is made from natural fibres and it's compostable, so I'll just go and grab that now. So this is the cellophane, I'll link it down below. If you're in the UK, if you're not in the UK, I don't know if you'll be able to get this, but you might be able to like Google something similar and see if you can find something in your country, hopefully. But I just lay it all out like this and start just wrapping it. Oh, love it when you get a glide. So this is the tape that I use. It's biodegradable, compostable, no plastic in there either, so just gonna start wrapping it up. This cellophane is also acid free, so it's not going to damage the artwork. And I like to cut these sides just so they're nice and neat. I just do a little, like I'm doing a present piece there, a little bit on these bits here just to keep it down. There we go. That's all nice and neatly wrapped in the cellophane, the biodegradable cellophane. Now all these little bits can go in the composter. Okay, now the process changes slightly depending on who is receiving the portrait. I get a lot of commissions that are gifts for somebody, so like someone will commission me and it's for a friend or a family member that they want to get the portrait for. And if that's the case, then I tend to just pop a bit of ribbon on now at this stage so that the person who's gifting it can see it and make sure they're happy with it, and they don't have to like unwrap it and then rewrap it ready for the person receiving it as a gift. But because this portrait is going straight to the client and it's her own pet, I think I'm going to wrap it in some brown paper for an extra special touch. And this is the brown paper that I use. It's just like recycled craft paper. And then I often use this just to keep it in place. And now I like to use brown tape for this. Again, eco-friendly, no plastic in this. I like this because it matches the paper, but obviously if you don't want to use brown paper, you want to use a different colour, then use whatever you want. If you've got like branding colours, like if you prefer black or whatever, you can get different coloured papers. Just have a look around, see what you like the look of. I like this because it looks quite rustic. It's quite a long process to do all this, but I think it's worth it, like doing the extra special little touches. Obviously if you're selling prints or anything like that, this is a bit like OTT. But for commissions and like original artwork, I think it's nice to go the extra mile. That's nice and neat now and ready for the ribbon to go onto. I like to match the ribbon to my brand colours, and this ribbon is really good. It's called Beresford's New Life, and it's made out of recycled plastic bottles, which is fab because I always felt like it was so wasteful using ribbon, but I still wanted it to look nice, so this is like a good option to meet in the middle. So it's woven in the UK using New Life from plastic bottles, and it's a bit more sustainable, so that's great. So that was an old pack and this is a new one I had run out. It took me so long to learn how to tie a ribbon. So you want to make sure that it's long enough to go around like that, come to the left, up to the top, keep hold of it on the left there, and like that. So I want it to be about this long. I'll show that you again in a second. Okay, so a little bit of length at the end, and that is what you'll wrap it up with. So start on the left, go over the right, back to the left, up to the top, underneath, straight down the middle, so on the back it's a nice cross like that. Then you want to bring this piece of ribbon up and pop it over this bit here, and then drag it to the middle like that. I hope that made sense. If not, I'll link the video where I learnt to do it down below because they probably explained it so much better than I have. So that now you just do the typical tie in a bow. Honestly, I'm so bad at this. Right, that'll do. And I like to cut some little like diagonal shapes to the ribbon. Ta-da! That bow is just not the one. Terrible at this bit. There we go. Right, I think that will do. Still looks nice, not the perfect bow, but hey ho. Then at this point I use some really nice boxes to put the artwork into. So these are the boxes that I use to put my artwork into to send it. It's like a photography gift box kind of thing. Hopefully you can see that all right. And you can get it in white or grey, I think, or black. But I get them from Tiny Box Company and they're really good. I think they're about £5 a box, if not just under. It might be £5 with VAT. But yeah, these are the boxes. And they always come with one of these, so just throw that out. It's nice and sturdy, so there's no chance of the portrait getting damaged in the post. So as you can see, this is a square, oh, nearly just doesn't fit in that. This is a square portrait and this is a rectangular box. So it's not a perfect fit, but wow, that is tight. It's not usually that tight. But yeah, it's not getting bent, so it's fine. So that is the box that I use. Make sure that's in right. And now I like to put a little note and certificate of authenticity and all that kind of stuff in there. So this is the certificate of authenticity. I designed them myself. They're pretty simple as far as these kind of things go. I've just got this certificate of authenticity certifies that this is an authentic and original piece of artwork by artist Shannon Mullin, and all copyright and reproduction rights are reserved by the artist. It's a lot of jargon, but that's just generally what you put on one of these certificates. And I've just got artist, date completed, title, size, medium, surface, artist signature and date signed. So it's just like a nice little thing to get with your original artwork, and it just proves who the artist is, and it's a nice little keepsake. There's probably a lot more to it than that, but I didn't used to give these, but since I've like gone a bit more professional and whatnot, I have started doing it. So that's just that for you there. So I'm going to fill this in now, and then I'll show you what I use to write a note. There we go, that is the certificate of authenticity. Oh, I just thought I'd also mention, I got these printed professionally by, I think it was printed.com, but obviously feel free to just print it out yourself if you want to save a bit of money, or if you're just starting out, you don't need to get it professionally printed. Now I just pop that in into the middle of the portrait, and I'll just fill in my personal little note now. So I would love to get some professional printed little thank you cards and stuff, but till then I've not had a chance yet. So till then I just print out a little piece of paper with my logo and my website, and the important thing here is the actual note itself, so don't worry about it looking like super professional, but yeah, that is something that I'm going to work on next. But I'm just going to write the note now. There we go, I've just written the note, and I'm going to pop it in there like that. And then now I'm going to add some tissue paper and just finish off the inside of this box. So I just use, again, brown tissue paper because I like the brown look, and all I do is scrunch it up and just put it into the box to like pad it out a bit, prevent anything from moving around. I mean, I don't think I need to worry about this because it's pretty firmly like in there, but it's just like a nice little extra touch, and it's not the best, most like beautiful way of presenting it, but this is the only thing I can think to do right now that isn't like custom made like inserts or anything, do you know what I mean? So I'm gonna do that now. There we go. So it's not the prettiest, like I said, but it keeps everything in place, stops the like certificate of authenticity from sliding around and stuff like that. And I mean, who really looks at the tissue paper? They just take it out. So it keeps it all nice and secure, and that's the main thing. So I've just used 2 pieces of tissue paper for this, but sometimes I use 3, depends on how sturdy the portrait is inside. So now that's all done, just gonna pop the lid on, make sure it's all tucked in like that. And now I like to test that it's not sliding round. No sound, no sliding. Happy days. So I like to put a branded sticker on, just an extra little touch. Makes it look like it's my packaging. So just a little sticker right in the middle, like that. And now I'm going to wrap it in some brown paper ready to send. So just use the exact same, oh, everything's rolling. So just use the exact same brown paper. You can use parcel paper, just any sort of like paper to finish off the end of it. And I just do this so that the box doesn't get too damaged in the post, because you never know, it might get thrown around. So I just like to put an extra layer of packaging on. I used to use like corrugated cardboard, like bubble wrap for this bit to stop the corners getting damaged, but it took me so long to wrap it all up right, and to be honest, the box is there to protect the artwork, so we don't need to then protect the box with something else. It's just like an unnecessary extra step. But no one's ever said like, oh, the box has been really damaged or anything like that, so they're pretty strong. So I just put it in some parcel paper. And for this I use brown parcel tape. So just like this, like the brown tape before, but a bit thicker, and again it's more environmentally friendly than the plastic one, and you can just recycle it all together, or burn it if you've got a fire, and stick it down. Again, just do the sides like you're wrapping up a present. And then for an extra step, just for peace of mind, I like to put a bit of fragile tape, I can't even speak, a bit of fragile tape on it. So again, paper tape, and I just wrap this around each side, just so it's like extra secure and so that it doesn't hopefully get chucked around. So just do like a band around each side. I think you just like to think that they'll be a bit more careful with it if it's got fragile tape on. There we go. So now all I need to do is add a label to it, and I use Royal Mail Click and Drop for that, and I've got some little like labels, I'll show it you. I've got some little labels that I got from eBay, and you can just like peel it off instead of having to like cut it out and stick it on. And I just find it a bit easier to do it this way, and it looks nice and professional, but you can just write on the address and just take it to the post office and send it. But this is just something that I've started doing recently, so I'm gonna print out a label using the Click and Drop business website, and I will take it to the post office. So that is how I package up my commissions ready to post, nice and safely and in a nice luxurious way. So oh, I just thought I'd mention something important. So if you're in the UK, I always send my portraits with special next day delivery. It's the safest option, you're well covered, and gets there next day before 1 PM. So I think it generally costs around £8.50, but it's well worth it because you've got peace of mind and you know for a fact that it's going to get there and you can track it. So yeah, I really recommend that if you're in the UK. Obviously it's different if you're sending it abroad or if you're in a different country, but yeah, hopefully that helps. So if you've enjoyed this video, please make sure to give it a like and subscribe if you want to see more videos like this, and I hope I see you in the next one. Bye!